What's going on? This is Josh from thelootcave.com, and this is the Guardians Strike Back. And I've got with me T Hypno, or just Hypno, or Thipno, he said, whichever you prefer, and probably over 9,000. So, guys, how the heck are you?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
I am doing good, man. Finally getting settled into this new house. Really enjoying it, and I'm stoked to be doing another one of these finally. So, yeah, let's dive right into this thing, guys. What Hypno? What'd you start gaming with, man? Where did it all start for you, bud?
Well, like every kid that grew up in the 90s, I was born in 1992, so I'm probably the baby here, but obviously, you know, I started off with the Mario series, and I worked my way up to an Xbox finally.
Okay, alright, so 92, like, you talking Mario 3, or you talking Super Mario World?
I remember Super Mario World, but I'm more of a Mario 64 kind of guy. Oh. That's where most of my childhood was spent.
Okay, all right, very cool. That's that's actually a Mario game that I've never played all the way through. So,
you're crazy.
I know. It's happening this year. I'll probably stream the whole thing because I've never played through it. So I'm stoked to do it. The problem is I showed up at a buddy's house one day and he was playing it, and he beat Bowser, and I was like, oh, I have no reason to play this game now. I just saw the end of the game. So that's it's been about 20 years, so I think I can finally do it. So probably over 9,000, man. How about you? Where did it start, bud?
Sorry, I'm older than you guys, I feel already.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm from the days of Pong.
I'm pretty close to that.
All right, yeah. I'm an '80s kid.
Same here, brother.
We just hit the big 3-0 on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, I got 4 years on you then, boss.
Damn it! So finally, I'm the young blood again. I like this.
There you go, you young little whippersnapper.
Yeah, he was just crying like 2 weeks ago about turning 30, and he's like all depressed and stuff on stream. He's like, "Oh, my life's over." How does it feel to have someone
wait
older
till
than
you're
you
30, bro. When you're 30, you're gonna be saying like, "Oh my God, this sucks," and you're gonna be like, "Yep." And then if I'm still talking to you, or if I haven't smothered you with a pillow yet, then I'll be like, "Oh, remember when you were making fun of me?" Game on.
All right, you heard it here first. If he murders Hypno, we know the reason right here.
I'm gonna go tell my girlfriend right now not to answer the door.
Good call. Good call.
You act as if a door is gonna stop somebody like me. Doors.
This just got dark really quick.
That's kind of depressing. I might leave.
Oh, the chat's saying that we are so old. So, well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. So,
yeah, seriously, thanks, guys.
What games, man? Where did it start? You know, you said Pong, but you know, you're.
I would say the first game for me, I really fell in love with like gaming would either have to be Contra on NES, or believe it or not, Hook on Super Nintendo.
Really?
Yeah, Hook was such a badass game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I heard. I've actually heard that. There's a few movie games that were on the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis that were really good. I know Aladdin was one of them that was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Hook was awesome, especially when you had the sword and you had full health.
Okay, now I really feel like a baby.
Yeah,
I never heard of any. I heard of Pong. Who hasn't heard of Pong? But the other names you guys are talking about. No, I've never heard of.
Robin Williams as Peter Pan.
Were you
really?
Were you an orphan? Did your parents not love you?
Yes, I guess I was. I just watched the Star Wars trilogy for the first time last year, and I'm 23. So yes, I was sheltered as a kid.
You never saw the movie Hook with Rufio?
No.
Oh my God! You know what?
Okay,
I'm done here.
We need to stop this. We need to stop this right now.
Yeah.
We need to go.
Wow.
It's on Netflix, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it is on Netflix. It's on ABC Family like every other weekend. Oh my god, I can't.
All right. Well,
People in chat are yelling Rufio, bro. They're yelling Rufio in my stream right now.
oh,
I can't.
it's you know, we forgive you. It's all right. We forgive you. We forgive you.
I'll be quiet the rest of this stream.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. So, Hypno, you said you went from Mario 64. Did you go to GameCube after that? Like, what was next? Lay down the progression for us, all the way up to Xbox One.
Okay, so I played a little bit of Super Nintendo. Who hasn't? But yeah, I went from the Nintendo 64. Shut up. To the PlayStation, the first one, and I started playing the Spiral games. I really liked those, and then it went to Crash Bandicoot, and then I progressed to the GameCube because I thought that was cool. Played a lot of my time on Super Smash Brothers and Super Mario Sunshine, which was an awesome game. And then I finally evolved into an Xbox fanboy with the 360 and the launch of Halo 3. And then I started, playing Halo up until the Xbox One, and I got Destiny. So, yeah, that's kind of like my gaming history, I guess. I didn't get the joys of living out Pong or whatever you guys were talking about, because I don't know what the hell you guys were talking about. But
You were too busy playing games with a purple dragon.
Yeah.
I just want to clear that up.
If you haven't played Spiral the Dragon, you were not a kid. I'm sorry. That was such a fun game.
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the flag on that play, but all right.
Oh, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. So, did you said the launch of Halo 3 is where you got the 360?
Yeah, that's when I got into the Halo series, and I got the 360 because the first Halo game I think I was like 11 or 12 at the time, and I just wasn't interested in the first-person shooters at that time. I was still kind of into the comical Mario stuff and all that. So yeah, Halo 3 is when I got into that series.
Did you go back and play them at all? Have you played Halo 1 all the way through?
Yes,
Halo
I
2
did.
and stuff?
I absolutely did. Absolutely did.
Pick up the Master Chief Collection?
No, that's broken.
It's fixed now. It's fixed now.
Oh, now it's fixed?
It is fixed.
I don't know.
Yes. So
I never picked it up because I heard it was broken. So,
it definitely
but yes,
was.
I played Halo Anniversary,
okay.
And I did play Halo 2 on the PC. So I did live the whole Halo franchise as a whole.
Excellent. Excellent. So probably over 9,000. How about you, man? Where did you Super Nintendo and then what?
I had Nintendo, then I had Sega, then I had 32X, then there was Super Nintendo, then there was Nintendo 64.
GoldenEye,
then,
right? Huh, boys? GoldenEye?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Obviously. Paintball mode. That's probably another game Hypno's never heard of, though. So then we had...
it's 007. It's
then there was,
James Bond.
Yeah. Then I got PlayStation to play Diablo, because I had it on the computer, but then all my buddies were on console, so I started doing that. And then from there, it was just, I had them all. I moved to PlayStation 2, and then PlayStation 3, and I actually never had an Xbox. Everybody was like, oh, you need to get an Xbox, you need to get an Xbox. I'm like, nah, I'm good. PlayStation 2, bro. And then all of a sudden, was at my buddy's house playing the first Halo, and I was like, what is this? They're like, oh, it's Halo. I'm like, I must have this.
Yeah.
Never got it. Ended up just going right to 360. And then from there, I never got another PlayStation. I mean, I had PlayStation 3, but I only got PlayStation 3 because at the time I thought Final Fantasy was only going to be out on PlayStation.
Ah.
And it turned out that they were coming out on 360 anyways. So
Gotcha.
I kind of just bought it for a Blu-ray player.
That's all mine did. I played God of War and Blu-rays. That was basically it. I didn't see any other reason for it. So I tried Metal Gear, and I was like, I don't get this. I have no nostalgia for this. So it ain't for me.
You know what? I did leave something out. I did have a PlayStation 2 as well for the Grand Theft Auto series. Who hasn't?
I'm the guy.
Why would I
that
leave
hasn't.
that out?
I've never played a Grand Theft Auto game.
jeez. Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Face palm.
Uh-oh.
Face palm.
I better go buy GTA 5 right now.
I wouldn't say that. I don't have GTA 5 and I don't plan on getting it, but I did enjoy Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City and San Andreas with lots of love.
Alright, well, that's cool.
Vice City was by far one of the best.
Oh,
I would say
sure.
GTA 2 and Vice City are like my top faves, but I refuse to get GTA 5 as well.
Any particular reason for that?
Well, because my whole thing is, and a lot of people, like my buddies always like rant, like, oh, you're just mad. But I'm not. It's just the fact is that every other game that came out on 360 towards the end of its, well, I say towards the end of its lifespan, because there's, there's Xbox One now, even though they still make games. But every game that came out relatively right before launch, they offered you a trade-up. And for whatever reason, out of all the games, Call of Duty Ghosts, FIFA, Madden, all those games, you were able to upgrade, no problem. All of a sudden, GTA 5 comes out like 3 weeks before, and then, in my opinion, should have never even came out on 360 for what they were trying to offer. It should have just came out right on the one to begin with at launch. Why they didn't have it ready? They didn't. And so, when it finally did come out, they never offered that upgrade. So now, I already bought it for the 360, paid full price. Now you want me to pay full price again.
Sure. I got you. You sound mad. You mad, bro?
Yeah, well, I'm mad. I refuse to spend the money again. Plus, you know what it is? You can only pimp smack some girls and run down some guys so much, and then you're just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, been there, done that. I gotcha. So, how about Destiny? Let's talk about Destiny a little bit, guys. What
best game ever?
Okay, all right. So we got Fanboy. How about probably over 9,000? What do you say, man?
It's a great game. I don't know if it's the best game ever, but it's a great game. I stream it every day, so it's got to be doing something right. But I definitely feel like there's still more to be desired.
Gotcha. All right. So, Hypno, you said best game ever. Why the best game ever, man? Let's pitch this thing to me. Sell me.
Do you want a short, reasonable answer, or do you want a whole long spiel? Because that's 9,000. I can get into why I love this game so much, and I can talk about it all night.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty here, man. What is it? Why do you love it?
It's a fascinating game, obviously by Bungie. I've always been a Bungie fan. They've always made compelling games. The story's a little lackluster in the Destiny department.
That shank flew right in front of me.
Was that your yellow horn that you hit him with?
Yeah.
In the cypher. That is why I love Destiny, because Shanks commit suicide on 9,000. It's pretty cool. But no, in all seriousness, I love this game because, I don't know, man, it just keeps you hooked. The story, it's kind of lackluster, but there's just so much content, and there's so much you can do in this game socially with your friends that just makes it fun. It makes it one of the best experiences on any game that I've ever personally experienced for myself. There's just so much to do. There's a whole mystery behind it with the Traveler, the city, what happened. There's just so much to it, and I can get into it for hours, but I guess that will just be my short and sweet answer for now.
All right. Did Bungie send you any Kool-Aid that you ended up drinking or anything like that?
No, they didn't.
He doesn't even realize when he's drinking the Kool-Aid at this point.
This is just me and why I love this game. I don't
for
know
Bungie?
what it is.
Do you work for Bungie?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
They paid me.
there we go.
I just got paid $5,000 for that answer right there.
This is the best game ever. You must believe me. No,
Believe me,
I kid.
it is.
I kid. I enjoy the game. I've never heard anybody say it has so much content. That is a definite first.
To me, it has a lot of content.
You didn't hear it from me.
Well, here's the thing. Even if you know, people say it's lacking on content, but I mean, how many hours we got locked, right? We still play like 700, 800, 3,000 hours. I mean, like, there's not a ton to do, right? But we still do it over and over again, which is awesome. So, 9,000. Let's hear the opposing. Let's hear the opposing argument here, brother.
It's not opposing by any means. But basically, what's my whole thing is, okay, and everybody who's in my stream knows this. I lose it with Bungie over things like how they put time into making this stupid purple ball in tower have this new shader over it, like it has this new texture. It glows depending on how hard you hit it, like stupid stuff like that. But I can't get matchmaking. Erroneous. It's erroneous. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
What? Specify, because there's matchmaking in PvP. What matchmaking?
Okay.
Are you...
Worried more about PvP, and that's the crazy thing. So they'll invest time in stuff, and it's when they invest time into things like that, I lose faith in them. Like, it's not like I don't feel that fixing the purple ball was something that was really needed in Destiny. And somebody got paid to figure out all the mechanics behind it and all the geometry to it and figuring out all the like accelerators to make the glow brighter because you hit it at 5 miles an hour instead of like 2.5. Somebody got paid.
I like the purple ball.
You
Josh,
also
do you
played
like
Spyro, so we're going back to the previous topic. We're moving forward, though. So you get things like that, but somebody actually got paid for their time at Bungie to make that happen. That is what drives me crazy.
It was on the disc already. It was on the disc already. It's all right.
That texture was not on the disc. That was new. What's up, Flying Pirate? That's new. I don't get that. But I mean, I enjoy it. You know, the PvP. I used to be. When I first started streaming, I was PvE, and even playing the game, I was more PvE. I never cared for the PvP in this game. But now that I've kind of burnt myself out on PvE, I started to gravitate more towards PvP.
Gotcha.
And now that I'm kind of like falling for PvP in like the worst way, as much as I did in PvE when I first started playing this game.
Sounds like a love story.
Now I want more for PvP. Now I want more PvP. And there's like things that PvP could be fixed. And you know, like even like this last patch, I love this last patch, I do. But I don't necessarily know if it was the right direction for it. You know, they could have rather like I don't think they should have stopped like special ammo. They've reduced special ammo so much to try to control shotguns, but all they had to do for shotguns, all they had to do was have less of a pickup of ammo. So you could have still had all your crates. So now guys who never really shotgunned, they don't get the snipe as much now. Or people that maybe use fusion rifles, and fusion rifles have always had their own problems. Now they can't do that as much. But now you've limited everybody, and to me that's like. I don't know if that was necessarily like the right approach. And those are the things like with Destiny that drive me crazy. And then it's like weapon patches. Weapon patches got me all tizzy too. Because it's like you could go one way with a gun with one patch and then all of a sudden they completely change it and there was nothing wrong with that gun. Like right now, I think pulse rifles are perfect. If they did the best thing that they could do right now is don't touch pulse rifles ever again. Yeah. Leave them alone. Go on to other guns.
Yeah, what do you think about the assault rifle, though? Do you think they've nerfed it a little bit too much?
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. You got Necrochasm. Now, anybody, again, in my stream who knows, like, Daddy's been after a Necrochasm since the drop. I just got it last week. It is the most depressing gun I've ever had for an exotic in my life. I'd rather use No Land Beyond.
Oh, man. That's saying a lot.
But
that's saying a lot.
But it's crazy, and those are the things that make me frustrated. But you know what? I've met a lot of cool people playing this game. I still, even though with all my gripes, I still have a lot of fun. But there's just, I feel like they try to blanket patch too much. They need to just do more focus patching.
I got you. So we had a pretty big announcement this week with the House of Wolves, and got to see some of that content. What What do you guys
Oh,
think?
yeah.
Hypno, what do you think, man? Are you excited?
Well, yeah, without 9,000 ripping my throat out, yes, I am very excited for all
Down
the
boy.
upcoming changes to the game. Yes, I got paid to say that too, so
I bet you did.
anyway. I'm very excited and I'm very hyped for all the new changes coming. I think they're all necessary. They're all welcoming, and I think Bungie has done everything they can to answer the community's questions and complaints and address them for this next DLC update. Because literally everything they're putting in the game in the House of Wolves, we've been asking for like, you know, the last 6-7 months since this game launched, and to them actually listen to the community and implement the changes that the community wants and put them into the game to increase playability and ease of use, I think is fantastic. So I'm hyped for the House of Wolves, and as they said in the stream, it's just a tip of the iceberg. What they showed us last Wednesday, or yeah, the previous Wednesday, is just, it's a small taste of what's to come. So I'm really looking forward to everything. I'm hyped, and I got paid to say that.
Right.
10 grand right there.
Riding
I
that
can pay
hype
my
train.
bills.
All right.
He loves their Kool-Aid.
I don't know what they put in that Kool-Aid, but it's working. It is
Perfect.
working.
Perfect, man. So, 9,000. How about you, bud? You excited? You not so excited?
No, I'm absolutely excited. I mean, I'm not so excited about like the Reef, like Hypno. Hypno lost his shirt. No, it's not Negative Nancy. I just don't get like all like I don't lose my shirt over going to a Reef or social. Like my whole thing with the social environment and aspect of this game, there really isn't much. There isn't. You have to go to websites to be social, or you have to go into a stream to be social. You can't like, you know, people can turn on like the not even just the fire team chat, but now they can also do like the tower chat and all that.
Yeah.
But nobody does it. Nobody does it.
Right.
I mean, they implemented it, but nobody utilizes it. So that's why for me, it's like, oh, cool. We have another place to go to turn in bounties. But what I am excited about, though, is I'm excited about like the Trials of Osiris, the Prisoner of Elders, stuff like that. I wish they would have showed a little bit more of that. I know Triple Rec is going out next week for the Trials part because it's PvP, you know, inspired and based.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. But I just wish there would have been less of the Reef Tower or whatever they're calling that now, and more of like actually looking at the PvE aspect, especially when you have somebody like Gathalia there, you know, who is so heavily like into PvE and whatnot.
Yeah.
I would have appreciated that a little bit more, but I am excited because anything new is good for me at this point.
Yeah.
But
any content.
yeah, yeah, anything at this point. I mean, you know, you can give me a brown paper bag and say it's new in this game, and I'll be like excited for it. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be good. I think there's going to be I think they need to really kind of cater to both ends of the spectrum. You have people that are PvE, we know that, and you now also have people that are PvP. And I think now that they're actually looking at that, that makes me excited. Because I am, like, on both sides of that line.
Very good.
So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Were you guys bummed out
What do you
about the
think
lack of
about
raid?
the House of Wolves?
What do I think? Go ahead. You guys go.
Yeah, what do you think, man?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
Well, you'll definitely be able to. I'm going to do a plug for the Amosys Gaming podcast that starts at 9 p.m. Pacific tonight, and you'll definitely be able to hear all my thoughts
yes.
there. But just real quick, I think here's what's interesting to me is Bungie, we know, tracks stats. They track stats probably more than way more than we think for sure, and they know who's finished raids, how many people are, playing the raids, and all that different stuff. They knew that, 20% of people had filled their vault space, and that was it. But they listen to, it seems like they're trying to listen to the ones that are vocal, right? And so I think somewhat we just need to trust them. Right, if the lack of raid is kind of a bummer, because it is fun getting together with 6 people. But I mean,
Yeah.
you guys could probably attest to this. Sometimes it's tough to get 6 people together, and you don't want to get 5 Randys with you, because that could be a nightmare. I've spent hours trying to even beat, Atheon, because people should know what they were doing.
You also weren't playing with me.
This is also true. This is also true. But I mean, we've been there, right? I mean, you've tried playing with randoms, and you're just like, what does this guy do? Like, why is this guy standing and shooting straight up in the air? Like, what is happening?
Yes. Oh my
Maybe he
God.
was just confused about aim assist.
Maybe. That's aimassistgaming.com, and there's another plug. So.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm stoked. I think it's gonna be great. I mean, to be perfectly honest, one of the things Destiny has definitely done is created a massive backlog. So I'm totally okay with going back and playing the like half a dozen or a dozen games that I haven't touched that I bought since Destiny came out. So I'm okay with that. I don't feel so married to Destiny that I can't go elsewhere and be entertained.
Yeah. Freaking no raid. Yeah, when I first heard it, I was like, oh God, you gotta be kidding me. There's not gonna be a raid? What am I gonna do? Me and 9000, we were gonna plan on attempting to run for Worlds first. That would have been fun, but now that there's no raid, we can't do that. And it's, you get together, 6 of your friends, and you're just having a good time. You're racing, trying to figure out the mechanics, and I'm kind of disappointed and won't be able to see that this time around. But with the Prison of Elders, I guess it's supposed to be a very challenging activity, even if it only is 3-man.
Sure.
And for more variety and playability every week, it changes. I'm completely okay with that. I think it's going to be more interesting than a raid in the long run, because just on the terms of what there is to do, what's it going to be this week, it can be a completely different experience. And on the 8th, they also announced that on the 8th, they're keeping it a secret right now, but they're going to be announcing a raid-like activity multiplayer that they're keeping secret. So, Prison of Elders and Trials
They're
of
not doing
Osiris,
too good of a job keeping it a secret if you know about it.
They're keeping the details on the wraps, but I paid attention during the Twitch stream. You like that? I got info you probably didn't even know. But anyway, Trials of Osiris and Prison of Elders I think are going to be great, but that's also not all that's coming, so, no raid, I'm fine with that. As long as there's enough content to keep you playing until Comet, I'm absolutely fine.
Well, and let me ask you guys this. Were you like the majority of people that probably dismantled all of your Atheon gear, and now you can go back and get it and level it up to 34? I mean, that's awesome.
I think that's a pretty cool feature. 9000's opinion is going to be a little more different, though.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh, I kicked the bee's hive.
I got rid of most, not all, but I completely and utterly disagree with the leveling up of the Vault of Glass gear. You want to boost the weapons, that's fine. They're the weapons. People like certain things like Fatebringer. I know everybody, even myself, are a big Fatebringer fan. But when it comes to the armor itself, I don't think it should be leveled up. I think it should just stay at what it is. It's something to introduce people that are still getting into Destiny and whatnot. It's supposed to be the first raid. Now, if you look at games like World of Warcraft, you had the Molten Core. Molten Core was your first raid. That was considered, tier 1 gear. Then you had your 1.5, then you had your 2.0, so on and so forth. They never boosted that gear, though. That gear brought you so far, and you either got new gear or you didn't. And you just kind of moved on. And then if you were more PvP-based, you went the PvP gear route. And that's why I feel like to go back and make Vault of Glass 34 or make Crota 34, then what's the point of me doing Crota? What should I do? Why? Tell me why I should go do Crota. Because I can do Crota in, 30 minutes, not even. But I can't, Vault of Glass, you still can't, you can't break out that cheddar.
Right. Right.
I told
I
you
just
he was
don't. I
gonna
don't.
have
You know,
longer.
it's just my point of like, where's my incentive to go and do one over the other now?
Can you hear? I got a little pause there. There we go. Should be back now. So
Yeah.
I think for me, the thing that I like about this most is it's going to allow everybody to look different, right? You don't have to be wearing all Crota gear to be the high level now. And so that's the thing that excites me the most. It's going to add a little bit more variety to the game. I mean, I made this joke last week that on the Aim Assist podcast that my Titan, I can finally wear the kettlebell helmet, and it will.
Is that another plug?
That wasn't. Well, it wasn't intentional. That was an accidental plug. So.
There's another plug.
That was accidental plug. But I don't necessarily like that kettlebell helmet, but I really like the chest from Atheon. I think it looks cool on the Titan. So I'm definitely excited for that. There's also some just Vanguard gear that looks like a fur coat for the Titan. That I'm stoked to be able to get that up to the better level and be able to run around at the high level with that other gear. So, but I do see your point though of the kind of showing where you've been and where you're heading is that the chat just said that's 3 plugs. I think it might even be 4, but I'm not positive.
I'm pretty
think
sure
you're
it's
on
like
8, man.
I think it's like 7 or 8 now. but I'm all for like the Vanguard gear and stuff getting boosted. Like I think like Vanguard should maybe go to 33. Vanguard should go to like 33. Raid gear should be 34. PvP gear should be 34 for those of because not everybody's into PvE. Like I said, I'm primarily when my stream was in its and it's still in its infancy, but when it was like really really new, I only did PvE. I helped people do their nightfalls and their weekly heroics and their raids and I still even to this day do it from at least 1 or 2 days a week. Although I do more PvP now, but I help them with their thorn bounties. But I just feel like there needs to be incentives to get people into those things. Now, not everybody, like I said, not everybody's going to like PvE. So give the PvP gear 34. Give the raid gear 34. But then like Vanguard and stuff, that should be like 33 at this point. And then at the next increase of level, make it 1 less. So you're not so far behind where you're like, oh my god, I'm still only, level 28, let's say, 29. But you're also not. Like, why should somebody go into a raid, like you said, when you do Atheon, and it takes you 5 hours, and you get 17 shards and only 1 piece of gear? Why should that person who goes around and patrols, the moon, why are they able to be 34 then, too? And that's where, like, I'm a little bit different.
I see.
I'm going to take Josh's side because I agree with him. I like the fact that there's going to be more variety in the game, and with like 7 or 8 different gear sets now that you can fully ascend, there's going to be no more cookie cutters walking around you know what I mean? Wearing the same exact stuff. I really like that feature.
For sure, and I like what 9000 said too about the PvP gear getting up to the highest rank. I think that's important because there's people that don't play any of the raids. They don't do that stuff, but they're forced to if they want to have that highest level in Iron Banner. And so, I think it's good that there are other ways to reach the max level, and. Especially for the PvP guys, that's kind of what I'm thinking the most. Is just they were forced to do that raid even if they weren't even that into it, just to hit the high level. Now, I mean, what was the high level though, right? 32, and without the raid gear, you could hit what, like 31 and a quarter, 31 and a half, or something. So it wasn't a huge difference, but
yeah. Speaking of Iron Banner, did you guys see the helmets as the Iron Banner rewards next week?
Yes, sir.
That's new, right? They haven't had that before?
Brand new. Never had an Iron Banner helmet until next week.
Nice.
I'm excited to roll the snot out of my Fell winners.
I love that heavy machine gun. What is it? Something hammer or something like that? I can't remember.
Jolder's hammer, yes.
Yeah.
It's very good.
So
It's like a heavy weapon sniper rifle. I can snipe people cross map with a heavy machine gun. It's so nice.
yeah, for sure. I love that thing in PvP. I've been using it just now as we've been playing, just because I enjoy the slow rate of fire with it. I think it hits like a tank. So.
Oh yeah.
But that Fellwinter, that's that shotgun, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I have a mediocre one and a broken one, and I got like almost 80 to 90 motes of light waiting to get spent on rerolls, so I can have a god mode one.
Nice. Nice. I've been sniped with that thing a few times. I love being on the receiving end of that.
What?
That got
the first
awkward
person
fast.
I ever heard say that.
That was sarcasm,
That was
Hypno, in case you
dripping.
didn't pick up on that.
I'm holding up the sarcasm sign right now. That was.
Yeah, and you got to remember, guys, he hasn't played Hook before. He enjoys Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, and long walks on the beach. So
Oh,
just
you mean
remember
you
that.
two... Wait, hold on. From the kid that played Spyro, you mean to tell me you guys don't have an MLG OP Fellwinter's Lie like I do?
I got nothing, dude. I got nothing.
Oh,
You can't
that's
do
sad.
much with
Make
Fellwinters
fun
when
of
you're
me
getting
some
thorned
more.
across the map.
Uh-oh. I better let you two deal with the divorce. We'll keep this going.
We had a little Sweaties double skirmish the
Guy
other day.
did
It got
sweaties
pretty
and
heated.
picked up heavy. He picked up heavy in sweaties.
Who doesn't know the rules of sweaties?
He got wrecked, long story short.
Oh,
He picked up heavy. His Jolder's hammer is OP.
All right. Are we
Nah,
cool
it's
now?
not right.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We'll shake
We're good,
hands.
we're good.
All right. You guys will kiss and make up later. That's good. All right. So, all right. So, sounds like you guys are pretty. You're cool with more content, which is always a plus. Do you guys think, based on the way Bungie has communicated this, though, do you think there's gonna be a raid for this DLC, or do you think the next raid is gonna be with Comet or the Game of the Year edition, as I like to call it?
Game of the year. I bet
Go ahead.
I'm gonna put my chips. I'm gonna put my chips on Comet.
I'm gonna put my chips on before Comet. It won't come out with House of Wolves, but if you think about it, right, House of Wolves coming out in May.
you got half of May left, roughly. Then you got June, July, August, right? I think that because Comet's coming out, what, September, October, or have they not really decided yet?
It's gonna be on Destiny's 1 year. There's no official release,
gonna
but
say, have they-
Activision released.
Yeah, I don't think they've.
So then we're... Alright, so we're aiming for, let's say, October-ish, right?
I
Yeah.
think they'll release some sort of raid. Depending on what they're saying, this raid-like challenge is going to be, unless it's something that's very pseudo raid or close enough to, then I would think before Comet. I think what it is Destiny got caught with their pants down with this whole Crota raid, and it kind of made them look foolish with all the different ways to kind of cheese the raid. And I think they're now doing everything they can to avoid something like that hitting the ground. I mean, when you think about it, there wasn't even that much cheese on Vault of Glass. And, for something like that to happen on Crota, their first DLC, it did kind of make them look foolish, in my opinion. And I mean, and I know, and I don't blame them either for it, because who's testing really to see what happens when somebody pulls their LAN cable out of their Xbox or their PS4? They're not testing for that, so I don't blame them for it. But I guarantee you now, every single time they're gonna be like, okay, so what happens if somebody hard disconnects? And they're gonna test that out. And I think that's why I think that's honestly why they don't have a raid in this one. I think they had a raid, or they have a raid, and they want to really like test it more, like put it through more rigorous testing, and that's why we're not getting a raid. I think.
I gotcha. It's just the verbiage they're using, the way they're communicating it. They're not being super upfront about it. So.
Well, that's where Hypno and I always disagree. I don't like that. He's like, oh, it's okay.
I like secrets,
Spyro.
man.
I like Crash
I
Bandicoot.
like secrets.
But you know, I think that's what it comes down to. I think, you know, I don't like that. You know, like don't show me everything. That's fine, but don't also like dance around questions. And that's why I like how Gothalion was kind of, you know, a punk in a sense to DJ and them, like, you know, bringing up things that kind of like, you know, embarrass them in a way, like the Necrochasm. You know, and just kind of called them out on things. I think that was, like, honestly, like, the best thing he did there.
Yeah,
they didn't let him
definitely
show
representing the community
yeah,
in that stream.
Yeah, and he did it with class, and I like that. But, you know, he also wasn't afraid to say, you know, his piece. But, I mean, I agree wholeheartedly with a lot of that. But we'll see what happens in coming weeks. That's the thing, you know, everybody's like, oh, what do you think, what do you think? There's not enough out there to really give a, you know, 100% honest opinion. Every week they give you a little bit more.
Sure.
But I get it. It's all for, you know, it's all for publicity.
They gotta just dangle that carrot, man. Keep us coming, right?
Well, they've been doing it for like 7 months. They're good at it. The best
I agree.
carrot dangler ever.
Yeah, I think what I'm most excited about, to be perfectly honest, is Destiny 2. Because they're going to have a lot of these kinks ironed out. You know, they're going to have currency. I think they're finally getting that nailed down. Like,
a cell from the
being
prison
able
elders.
to use
The
the
Archon
shards
priest
and the
is
energy
still
for
inside.
something. Because they've all been collecting dust since The Dark Below came out. Who uses energy for shards? There's no reason to. Right?
Not me.
Maybe there's a weapon here and there that we're upgrading, but there's definitely no shards being used for armor.
That's what I'm excited, at least, for the House of Wolves. Finally, the, like, 900 shards that I have, I can now convert into, like, Glimmer. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. So, boys,
Or when they're developing Destiny 2, it'll be on next-gen consoles only, so they'll be able to do a lot more.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it will be able to be much bigger, because we know that older consoles are a problem. We hear about it every time they fix something. You know, we gave you vault space, but now you can't compare weapons on the 360. You know, like, okay, well, what else did we not get because of the 360? It's kind of, you know, I'm curious. So.
That's a lot of the things. A lot of the limitations that we're seeing today is because of last gen. And that's why I really think, you know, and I'm sure there's people that are going to rage when they hear this. At this point, it's time to move on. I think after Comet, it should be done.
I don't
Comet
think there should be
any
for next gen only. To be honest with you, I think they should just break
look.
away
I wouldn't be.
good.
I wouldn't be opposed with that either. But you know, I think it's time. You know, everybody goes, well, it's expensive. But guess what? So is 360. And we moved on. You know, it's just time to go to next gen, because it really is. It's not doing anything for us. It's hurting us in the long run, because they have to cater to both sides of the fence, and I really just don't see the point to it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the point's dollar signs, right? I mean, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Is they want to make money. The install base of the 360 and the PS3 are massive, and you know, the next gen systems. I mean, PS4 is doing great. Xbox One is doing so-so, but they made a lot more money by having it on all the systems like they did. So it's just a bummer that those of us that have upgraded are kind of getting the short end of the stick there. But
Yeah.
so we're gonna wrap this thing up here, boys. Hypno, where can people find you online? And are you working on anything? Do you do anything on YouTube or Twitch or podcast or anything like that?
I'm getting ready to launch my YouTube channel, probably within the beginning of next month, and you can find me at Twitter at thypno, THYPNO, or you can find me hanging out in this next man's stream, and I will be very excited and honored if people would come check me out. My YouTube channel, I'm going to make it very interesting, and I don't want it to go to waste. It's going to be fun.
Right on. Very cool. Very cool. Probably over 9,000. How about you, bud? You on Twitch and Twitter and stuff?
Yeah, I'm streaming right now, actually. You can find me on Twitch. My Twitch name is probably PROBLY _OVR _9000. And you can find me on Twitter with the same name. And I stream pretty much every day. Fridays are always my my drunken streams. And, you know, come out and hang out.
Right on, man. That's awesome. Well, boys, I appreciate you taking the time and hanging out with me, and we'll see you online, huh?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, you guys take it easy. You guys in the chat, thanks so much for stopping by, and remember you can check this out on YouTube, and also make sure to go to thelootcave.com. And check out some of the blog posts and the videos I have up there as well. So we will catch you guys.
I get paid by Bungie.
And he gets paid by Bungie. Nice. Good call. All right, guys. You guys take it easy.
You too.